Good morning. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter. It's April 12th, 2020, and I am live with you today to play with some super fun projects using two bundles today, Grace's Garden bundle and Beautiful Moments stamp set. So I'm super excited to show you guys what I've got. Okay, so you guys, I am playing with Grace's Garden and Beautiful You. Or Beautiful Moments. These two stamp sets together, I think they were made for each other. They're absolutely stunning. I love them both. I played with Grace's Garden on my Facebook Live on the Pretty AF stamp group, and I have some of the projects here that I made with them. So this is Grace's Garden. Made some little garden projects, and my fourth one is, I actually gave them all away, so I can't show you my fourth one, but it is over on the Pretty AF group. So if you're on my team, you get that group for free. If you want to join us, you just pay $15 a month, and you get a Facebook Live with a PDF every week, and you get we have giveaways each month, and it's a lot of fun. So this time I'm playing with Beautiful Moments in Grace's Garden, and I designed these three projects, which are all very whimsical and cute, and I just love this. I made this kind of memory picture frame of some little girls collecting seashells on the beach, and I love the sentiment. It says collect beautiful moments, so I thought that was pretty appropriate. And then I made this one where it's a beautiful garden, so the mom and daughter in the garden. It looks like I'm lagging pretty badly, huh? Is it bad for anybody else? So here is my card, and then if you open it, you extend out the garden. So now you have the little kitty and the bird, and it says you're somebody's blessing. So very fun. Love this card, and I love these two together. I think this would be a great Mother's Day card, or a card to your daughter, or any family member for that matter. And then I think this one's kind of my wow card. This is a bench or bridge fold. I think it's called a bridge fold. It lays flat, fits inside of an envelope, but if you open it up, it pops into this 3D kind of card, and I love this gate, and then having the woman in the field there behind it. It's very whimsical. It's very pretty. It's kind of like escape into this, garden, magical kind of garden. And then I have a place in the back for a message, and I didn't stamp it because I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to use it. If I wanted to use it as a thank you card, a miss you card, or a birthday card, or not quite sure exactly. So I didn't stamp the sentiment, but I opened my gate. I cut my gate so it can open. Just very, very pretty card. So those are today's projects. Now, again, back to that Pretty AF Facebook group. Now, I am using the Beautiful Moments stamp set in that group this Friday. I go live Friday night at 6 p.m. And so I'll just give you a quick sneak peek of those projects. I did watercolor for those ones. So this one's probably my favorite with the watercolor. I did this one as well for our creative challenge. I don't know if you guys have seen our creative challenge over there yet, but I did this one for that one. This one was, I tried a no-show watercolor technique. And then this one's probably the wow project. It's an easel card, but it's also a box. So this one, it says collect beautiful moments, and it's a little box inside. So this is my kind of wow project, which I thought was really, really cool. So those are my projects for Pretty AF on Friday. If you haven't joined us, you definitely should. It's only $15, and you get so much for that $15. You can cancel at any time if you feel like you don't want to be in that group anymore, or financially you can't, but you will love that group. And the link for that is also on my project sheet. So let's go ahead and get started on these projects. Okay, we're on to the last one. This is a bridge fold, and I'm calling it the bridge fold gate card because there's a little garden gate there in the center. For this card, you have a piece of crumb cake that measures 8 inches by 4.5 inches, or 4.25 inches, sorry. So 4.25 by 8. It's scored at 1.25, 2.5, 5.5, and 6 3/4. And the way that you're going to fold this is you're going to fold in on the inside score line like this, and then out on the outside score line. So it's gonna look just like this. So that when it opens like that, okay? I also cut a piece of crumb cake that's 1 inch by 5.5 inches, and that's gonna be our little bridge. It's gonna bridge the two pieces together, okay? I have a piece of crumb cake that we're going to cut our fence out of, and I have some pieces. This is our back piece, so the back panel. This measures 2 3/4 by 4. And then this one is 2.5 by 3 3/4. So this one's gonna go right here. So we're gonna stamp this one and color it. This scrap is so that we can stamp and color our flowers. And then on the back, like I mentioned before, I just put a piece of Whisper White that I can put a message or stamp something later on. This piece is the same size as the pool party. It's 2 3/4 by 4. Okay, so I'll just put that over here for now. You also need 4 pieces of designer series paper for your panels. Those are cut at 1 inch by 4 inches. So I cut 2 of this really pretty flower paper and 2 of the blue with the birds. So you can do 4 of the same kind or 2 of the different kinds. I used a Bird Ballad designer series paper for those. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp and color, and then we will put everything together. I have my girl in the garden. She's so pretty. It's such a pretty stamp. I love this stamp. So again, we're gonna do it in Memento Black ink because we're gonna be coloring with blends. I'll get my flowers stamp back out because we gotta stamp and color the flowers. Thank you. I kind of feel like these cards, Cindy, are a little bit like not my style. I'm more of a cutesy. These are more realistic, whimsical. But man, it was nice to step out of the comfort zone and do something a little bit different. And I really, really like, ooh, hey, bone folder. I really, really like these cards. And I can't wait to show you guys the Friday projects. So cool. So we got our flower. I'm gonna do 2 tall flowers. See if I can squeeze these on here. There we go. Hopefully you don't hear my TV in the background. My daughter is up. We had an early start this morning, so everybody's up in my house. So my internet's probably crappier, and my children are awake, so that's fun. All right, so I'm gonna use Pool Party, Dark Pool Party for my flowers, and that's only because I wanna match the designer series paper, and the designer series paper is using Dark Pool Party. So I'm just gonna take Dark Pool Party and color these. Have you ever colored a flower upside down? And I don't feel like there's enough definition really to get in there and shade the flowers and things like that. I mean, you could if you wanted, but for the sake of time here. And then, so I just kind of kept the colors the same on the flowers. I did Pool Party and Petal Pink because that matches the designer series paper. I like when I don't have to figure out colors myself, when I can just use what's on the designer series paper. So for these top pieces, I'm gonna do Pool Party. And then for the bottom, I'm gonna use Petal Pink. So I'm gonna use dark Petal Pink for the flowers, the stars. Star flowers. Okay, and then, let's see, the green that I used was Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to use the dark Granny Apple Green. Get in here and do the greenery of these flowers. And it's very weird to be coloring these upside downs and sideways. Now remember, if you want these projects for yourself, you want me to send them to you, cut and ready for you to cut or color and assemble, you just need to place a $35 order on my online store this week. You have until Friday, and I will send those to you. And then don't forget that you when you place a $35 order with me this month, you get my in color PDF tutorial. It's 15 projects. 15 projects tutorial using the retiring in colors, which is awesome. You guys will love it. So many projects. 3D projects, card projects, it has it all. Okay, so I've done my grass, I've done my flowers. Now I need to do her. Now her dress is in petal pink. So I use dark petal pink because I feel like the light is very, very light. So I'm just coloring in her dress. And I just used like the fine tip, and I just kind of tried to add some shading, just layers and layers and layers of the dark. But it blends pretty, I mean, it's such a light color, it blends really. Then I used ivory for her skin. And for her hair, I tried to do like a dirty blonde. So again, I used Daffodil Delight. Let's see. That's Mango Melody. Daffodil Delight. Which is just a bit too bright for me. So I'm going to be using ivory to kind of tone it down. Make it a little bit more dirty blonde. Okay, that's it. Now we can cut out everything we need to cut out. So we're gonna set her aside. We need this piece, we need these pieces, and we need our crumb cake because we're gonna be cutting out our gates and our flowers. So let's bring the big shot in here. And the first thing we're going to do is you actually need, and what I did was I took my ruler and I marked the middle of this. This is that bridge piece, that 1 inch by 5.5 inch. And I'm actually going to mark with a pencil, if I can get my mechanical pencil to work. I'm going to mark the halfway point, which is 2 3/4. And the reason is because I want to make sure that I cut in the center. So just a light pencil mark. And what you're going to do is take this border piece and we're going to cut that out. And the reason is because this bridge piece is 1/2 inch, or I'm sorry, 1 inch long. But if I had it up, it would look weird because you would have brown showing between the fence. So I had to cut off most of this section. So I'm going to be taking the middle section and cutting it out like so. Now we have this piece that looks like this. And then what we need to do is we need to cut out our beautiful little trellis, or what is this called? Not a trellis, I don't know. I don't know what that's called. What is that called? Bridge fold cards are fun, aren't they, Feline? Okay, so I've cut out one of these. And then what I need to do is I need to cut out another one, but just the bottom section. So just this bottom section here. Got most of them to get off. All right, now we got to cut out our flowers. So we have our tall flowers and our short flowers. So let me put my dies back so I don't lose all of those. Okay, here's my example. So let's go ahead and glue these little pieces down together. And let's put them down in the center of our fold here. Like so. All right, and then let's go ahead and do our panels. Yeah, the magnet must be losing its mind like the rest of the world. Okay, so we've got our panels glued on. Step 1 complete. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to cut this gate open. So just cut it right down the middle, okay? You can even fold here if you want to have a nice bend in your gate, okay? So for this piece, we are going to glue this side down to this, only to this first panel. So I'm going to put glue on this little panel here at the bottom, and then we're just going to glue this down. Now I should have used liquid glue, and the reason I say that is because I want a little bit of wiggle rooms to make sure I have it lined up evenly. So we have the one side down. I'm definitely going to use liquid glue on this side. So what you can do is put a little liquid glue here, and then you're going to fold your card over like that. See how I folded that over? And glue this down. And again, I just want to make sure that I'm up at the edge and everything looks good. Now I can see that I'm just a tad bit over here, so my cutting must not have been exactly perfect, but then you have this bridge, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put adhesive on the sides here to glue our bridge or our archway. And I'm gonna do this flat. Glue our archway to the sides. Okay, so now we have our gate in the middle. And then for this piece, what I did was I, again, cut it in half. Let me poke out all the pieces. There we go. Just cut it in half. Oh, the one thing I did was I cut off the side pieces here. And then I cut it in half. So then I connected this piece here to this piece here. So just putting adhesive on the on half of it, because remember it's only gluing to the bridge. I'm just gluing that down. Make sure it's far enough down. Okay, and then same thing on this side. Arbors, thank you. That's what they were called, arbors. Okay, so you can see that it's a little bit short, and that's where these flowers come in handy, because I'm going to glue them to the ends here so that they kind of cover that, the fact that that fence is just a bit short. So we can put some liquid glue on these flowers and glue them in front of those fences. And then on this one, I actually glued it to the inside. So I just put a little bit of glue on the bottom and on the side here. And then I just kind of slipped it in here and glued it to the inside of the fence, just to kind of give some layers. And how cute is that? Very cool, right? And it just folds flat. You can put a sentiment on here. You can stamp something above her if you wanted. I just thought it was so pretty, and I didn't want to stamp anything because I wasn't sure how I was going to use it yet. But then I can just put this panel on the back of the card to write my message. And again, it folds flat and fits inside of a normal envelope. And voila, You have a beautiful card. Look at that. Do you love it? What do you guys think? Did I convince you that these two stamp sets go together so well? I just absolutely adore them. I love, love, love these two bundles, the Grace's Garden bundle and the Beautiful Moments stamp set. I hope you guys have fallen in love with these projects. They're great for spring. They're great for Mother's Day. They're great for family cards. I just think they're so awesome. And then hopefully you guys will join me for some watercolor and some super cool projects. This easel box that I made. These watercoloring projects that I'm going to be doing on Friday. So awesome. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful week. I'm here if you need me. If you have questions, I just love hearing from you guys. Thank you guys. Have a fabulous Easter. Bye.